So today was great, and I have decided that I want Hugo to be my new best friend. Today we were looking at companies that are trying to put out drugs that are similar to ours to test the strength of our patent. Now, before I actually tell you what happened, we need to talk some science. The science of erections! Basically, you need a certain amount of this compound, cGMP, to get an erection. Let's say these peanut butter cups are cGMP. But there's this enzyme PDE5 that takes away the cGMP so you don't get an erection. This crab is the PDE5 that takes the cGMP away. Viagra, this dinosaur, takes away the PDE5 so that you can get accumulation of peanut butter cups. Yes, I have a dinosaur, doesn't everyone? However, there are a lot of other enzymes that can also interact with Viagra. There's this enzyme, PDE6, which is this duck. Now, if Viagra attacks the duck, then you get a lot of side effects. So you want the dinosaur to attack the crab so that you can get the peanut butter cups and leave the duck alone. Does that make sense? Anyway, so Bradley was talking about this drug that this other company is trying to put through, and he said he was really worried about it and he was up all night devising the greatest legal strategy against it. Now, I don't think we have anything to worry about, because even if this drug were to get through drug trials, unlikely, it wouldn't sell very well. I tried to tell him this yesterday, and he said something awful like, "No, my mustache is dying." Oh, my dear little sweet turtle dove Bonbon, you and your science talk. So I was ready to slaughter him this morning and make him feel completely ridiculous and question his value as a lawyer and a human when Hugo spoke up. Well, their drug is actually very different from ours and is much less effective, because the binding affinity for the unintended target PDE6 is rather high, so it's really not a legitimate competitor. Ha 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 ha! PDE what? Duh, I'm stupid. And I wanted to run across the room and high-five Hugo. And then Beth, who's one of our scientists, launched into an explanation of PDE6, and then Bradley finally dropped it. You know, Bradley laughed at me in undergrad when I decided to take biochemistry. Well, who's laughing now? Me! Ha ha! Now, I met Hugo back when I was in college. He was visiting Bradley, and he seemed like a cool kid. Actually, last week when I saw him, I initially didn't recognize him because he's transitioned since then. I always thought it was a shame that we didn't overlap in school, because I think we would have been great friends. He's the most adorable puppy, and he works surprisingly hard for someone who's still in law school. The only thing is that Hugo's kind of soft-spoken, and so I worry that in a courtroom, his competitors would see that as a sign that he's unsure of himself or that he's weak. Now, I found out that he's a huge Star Wars fan. All cool people are, after all. So, sometime I'm going to spring Phantom Menace on him, and if he is a true Star Wars fan, which I think he is, he should be yelling at the screen within minutes. And I can teach him how to use that aggression in a courtroom. And I am so excited, because Claudia is adorable, and Hugo is adorable, and I think that they would make adorable besties. They're both huge Marvel fans, and I could see them going to Comic-Con and dressing up as, like, Captain Marvel and Captain America, and then winning all of the cosplay competitions. And Claudia is just out of law school, so I think that she can help Hugo, who's in his last year, make it through that final awkward year. Claudia started asking about Hugo, and I told her what I knew about him, that he seems to be a very kind and promising young lawyer, who, for completely unfathomable reasons, chooses to spend his free time with the douchiest of bags, Bradley. I guess they're cousins, but still, it's like they're also friends or something. And Claudia could use a friend like Hugo. She's still pretty new to the city, and she doesn't know that many people outside of the legal team and Donna. And we all like to hang out, but we're also all kind of Claudia's superiors. I've been grooming Claudia since she did an internship here while she was still in law school about 2 years ago. While I'm an only child, I kind of imagine this is what it's like to have a little sister. She and Hugo are only a year apart, and I think it would be good for her to talk to someone who's still trying to figure out how to be an actual adult as opposed to a student. Besides, with these crazy guns, I am way too muscular to fit into a Captain America costume.